Hey everyone, welcome back to Dutchman's. Today we're going to be talking about my three strawberry varieties. I'll be telling you why I grow them and what I like about them. Particularly what I like about two of them and why I might actually be Xing out one of them. So let's go over the varieties first. So this right here is an Allstar variety. This right here is a Quinault variety. And then this one is a Pineberry. It's also sometimes called a Hula berry. That's actually what they call it here. But I know it as Pineberry. And it's a white strawberry with little red seeds. I'm sure most of you would have heard about it by now. But it's a pretty cool variety. So the one that I'm not really 100% excited about is my Allstar. It's a pretty common variety. I feel like most big box stores, nurseries, things like that will carry this variety right here. So what I don't like about it is actually just the genetics of it. These two right here are everbearing varieties, which means that as long as they get enough sunlight, the temperatures are right, just the conditions, the growing conditions are right, especially the temperature. Once it starts getting too cold, I kind of shut down. But as long as the favorable conditions for them to grow, then they'll just continue to produce strawberries. In fact, there's strawberries on them right now. Some of them, anyways. These are my propagations right here. But the All-Star variety, the one in the corner here, is what's called a June-bearing variety. And what that means is it produces one crop, usually in the beginning of summer, hence it's June bearing, but it might vary a little bit here. And it produces one crop, and then that's pretty much it for the whole year. Which for some people, that's good. You know, they'll get a bumper crop of strawberries and they'll make, you know, everything that they can out of strawberries, like jams and preserves and things like that. And so it has its benefit for people that like that. But for me personally, I would rather have an everbearing variety, one that just produces consistently throughout the year, so I can just, if I want more strawberries, I could just grow more strawberries. You know, the June bearing, what they do once they're done producing strawberries is they just keep sending out runners. They'll spread like crazy. So if that's what you like, then you know, the All-Star variety, or at least the All-Star variety for me would be the one that I would have experience with. That would definitely fit that bill. You know, it's a great spreader. Quinault, the everbearing variety right here, what I like about that is that once it gets big enough, pretty much after 1 year, it'll also send off runners like most strawberries do. But even in the first year, really, no matter what size they are, and people tell you not to do this, but is that they'll actually produce strawberries. Really, it's like I said, as long as the conditions are favorable, they'll continue to produce strawberries, and it includes smaller ones. So they don't really need a set amount of time. And, you know, you could take them off and give them a year to get established, get bigger, and all that. But I haven't really found that to be necessary. As long as you give them good soil and rich soil and plenty of nutrients and sunlight and all of that, and water as well, then I really haven't found it to be an issue to just let them bear strawberries. So, but another cool thing that the Quinault will do, and I'm going to show you that here in a minute too, is that they'll actually send off more strawberries from the base of the plant here. So there's one strawberry in here, but there's one, two, and then there's a third one in the back, kind of tucked away. There are 3 strawberries that came off of one base plant. Like it was one strawberry originally, and it actually looks like there might be a 4th one. Focus. A 4th one coming off right there. So I haven't really ever seen that in strawberries before, where you'll get strawberries to grow from the roots or the base of an existing plant and then multiply that way. But I found out to be with this variety, again, it's Quinault, they spread they spread not just by runners, but also from the base. You can just, as long as you make sure that there's some root on here, you can just cut these off and then propagate them that way. It doesn't just have to be from runners. And that's how I actually have done it in the first year or two. I would just take the root propagations like that and plant them out that way. So I think that's a really cool feature from the Quinault. I haven't ever seen it in any other strawberry before, and I just think it's really cool. It gives it another way to propagate it, but it also allows it to just really fill out and become pretty dense in the spot that they planted in, because there'll just be so many more after even one growing season. Another cool thing, and I don't have an example here to show you because, like I said, I probably won't be at least growing them in my containers anymore, is this Allstar. But I do also propagate all these strawberries as well. So this right here is a Quinault propagation, and this is actually just from a runner, conventional method. But you see how this variety also gets really nice autumn colors on them, with the reds, the orange, yellow, just really beautiful. Imagine a full bed of a strawberry like this and just having all the colors pop out. I just think it's awesome. I don't really notice this Allstar variety doing that all that much. I have a whole bunch of them planted out front underneath one of the Japanese maples out there on the side of a little strip, and none of them show any type of color. So I just think it's pretty neat. Now I will say it might be because of the colder temperatures. You know, the fact that these are in a pretty small container, and we have been getting some cooler temperatures that might have something to do with it. But it's pretty much every single one of them that is doing that. And in fact, I'll show you here in a minute another clip of a bigger propagation little station that I've got for them, and just how much color is there. It's really quite amazing. The other one, the Pineberry or Hula berry, will also do that. So again, you can see just the cool colors on them. I just really like that. I feel like anything that, it's almost like adding another function. You know, I like things that do more than just give fruit. Most of the time that also means they're going to flower, so it has a benefit for the pollinators. So that's an added benefit. You know, if you can get multiple benefits out of one plant, that's really awesome. I like that. And in this case, it's not really too much of a benefit. It just looks nice. But the fact that the autumny colors come onto them, I think is just kind of a cool extra feature. You know, I think that's pretty neat. You know, just another pop of color. So that's kind of like a benefit to me. My other one, the big one here, does that a little bit. You can see this is just the container that I use to propagate, and have a solitary container that I can propagate more out of, or just have a backup, or just have a container dedicated to just that specific variety, and then from there I'll just plant them out everywhere. So that's what these containers are for. But as you can see, the color is still there. It's not quite as pronounced as in these containers. And this is just one example. I've got a whole bunch of them outside. But this is just one example. But they certainly look nice. So maybe a benefit of a strawberry that maybe you never thought of. You know, I think it's certainly pretty neat. But that's pretty much it. I just wanted to talk about my strawberry varieties and, you know, what I like about them. The Pineberry I've had for 1 year only, so we'll have to see next year. This is the first growing season I've had them. So after this year, we'll have to see any other growth habits that they do. I haven't really noticed that they do what the Quinault does, which is send out more plants from the base of an existing one. I've really only noticed that in the Quinault. Not in the Pineberry at all, and the Allstar doesn't do that either. This one has 3 in it, this one has 3 in it, and then this one has 3 in it, or basically 4 in it, but it started with 1. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. And we'll see you in the next video. Tot de volgende keer.